Wait a minute. Did they actually listen? Did I receive a 10 keyless G915? Oh my god. What? They actually did it. Oh my god. Whoa. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In all honesty, they did it. They finally did it. I mean, the last video that we did for the G915, we kept asking, and everyone kept asking, is there a smaller version? I asked for it, you all asked for it, and well, it's finally here. I literally said in my last review of this keyboard, I said, I wish there was a 60% version, or even in my mind, a 10 keyless, just anything. Anything. I'm over here stammering and stuttering just because I just wanted a smaller version of this keyboard. I know you had feedback also, of course, of upgrading my camera. Well, I did. I'm sorry if some of the shots may be blurry. I'm still getting used to it. I'm learning. I'm getting better, okay? I'm getting better with these kind of reviews. But let's get right into it. Packaging, as you can see, it came with a quick and easy. You got the dongle, the wire, the keyboard, and some paper stuff, and a sticker. Easy. That was fast. The packaging is that simple. Let's get right into it without wasting any time. First, let's do an audio test so you can hear. I'm using the GL linear switches for those that are curious, same as my previous G915. So, ASMR keyboard time. Roll it. Now, for some facts on what you just heard, 1.5 millimeters actuation distance, 2.7 millimeters total travel, and 50 grams actuation force. It is about 20% to 25% faster than a Cherry MX Red, give or take. There is pretty much no wobble or rattle. I shook the keyboard pretty hard as I did with my previous G915. It's not like I was intentionally trying to break it, just want to make sure that there's no rattle. Just make sure the quality is there. The keyboard obviously holds up. I still use my G915 to this day, and I keep quite active on it. As you can see in the video footage, I do kind of a comparison overall in size, which we're going to get into in just a moment. I cleaned it up a bit because it does get dirty, as all keyboards do. As we said, this is now a 10 keyless, so it also removes some of the G keys over on the far left of the keyboard, just for comparison. It is about 18% shorter than the original G915. The size of the original G915, just a reference, is 18.7 inches by 5.9 inches. The 10 keyless is 15.2 inches by 5.9. So again, you're losing the length. So helps you play if you're you have a small desk space, or if you like to play vertically with your keyboard like I do. The G915 10 keyless blends that aluminum top case design. It's got that edgeless volume roller and dedicated media keys to provide a simple and intuitive control, play, pause, skip, and mute. May as well just wash your clothes while it's at it. The G915 10 keyless introduces a 33% increase to battery life. Makes sense, there's less keys, so there's more battery. Pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked about that because the battery life on the G915 on its own was already fantastic. So I appreciate the bump because that's nice. The G915 10 keyless includes the same low profile as we mentioned before. They're half the height of the standard mechanical key switches, which gives that improvement for the faster actuation point, as I mentioned prior. I used a wrist rest previously on my other keyboards. With the G915, I usually use a small cloth just to feel comfortable for those that are using a hard surface or not using a large mouse pad. I use a large mouse pad and I still have like a little cloth there. Just as a note, I use the glorious armrest prior. Just to understand how thin the keyboard is, it does impact the height and reaching the keys. It may feel comfortable for some, but for me, it just, I didn't like it, and I just stopped using armrests when I'm using the G915, either brand of it. The G-Hub experience is pretty much the same as a G915. I'm pretty sure there's really not much to cover here. The keys are programmable. The G keys move to the F1 to F4 keys, just as an FYI of where those keys went from up above. But you can program various keys, and the G-Hub does what G-Hub does best and program the keys. For some of those that don't like having the extra software, you can program them and then just shut it off and turn it off if that's your bag. It's obviously super thin, as I mentioned before. I compared it to a pencil as shown on screen just to kind of give you an idea of how thin it is. This does not hinder the overall quality. The material is rock solid. I've traveled with the standard G915. I'm much more excited to travel with the G915 10 keyless just because it has a rock steady performance and I know that it's not going to break. As a reminder, the latency on this thing is just not noticeable. It's good. It doesn't conflict with my G Pro wireless. I literally have my router pretty close by as well. It doesn't interfere. I play a lot of Kovacs. I aim, play a lot of first-person shooters. Don't have any issues with this. Thank God. If there was, I would be definitely telling you that, and I probably wouldn't be using this. But otherwise, fantastic. You do have the option of Bluetooth. You can use Bluetooth to connect to another device. This does add latency. I don't recommend this if you're gaming, but if you're just using it for more production value, perhaps like Excel, things like that, on another device, by all means, press that button and go Bluetooth. But if you want something that's you're going to game on, then obviously you want to go for the Lightspeed and not just standard Bluetooth. Of course, you got the gaming mode, so you do not hit the Windows key, which is nice, obviously. And of course, you can adjust the brightness, and you can adjust that on the far right. I mean, if you love Logitech keyboards, this is it, man. I mean, I'm a Logitech fan, so keep that into account with this review. There are a ton of wonderful keyboards out there. I've used the Corsair, the AN2, and many more, and this one just hits the spot even more for me just because of the size. I really believe that the only downside to this keyboard is the cost. It's $229.99, which comes at a premium, but you are getting an overall premium package and a very, very strong keyboard. I can't think of anything else to really say about it. It's good. Let me know in the comments. Last time I did this video, you guys told me to do a sound test to get better quality in terms of the camera. Hopefully I've done right by you guys that are still around. Let me know if you found this video helpful. This gets you pumped as much as I am, because this is now my new main keyboard. Quite literally, this is it. This is the keyboard that I want, and I'm pumped about it. It's kind of why I'm making this updated video, because I asked for this from Logitech. I know I kind of memed at the start, but they did it, and I appreciate it. So if you guys found this video helpful, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what else I can do to improve overall the guides, your thoughts, and questions about the keyboard. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.